there, it's Narelle from Simply Narelle, and welcome to my channel about cross stitch. Now you'll notice if you are a returning visitor that my background has changed just a little bit. I decided to dig out this screen that I had for another purpose years ago, and it was tucked in a corner, so I dug it out and thought I'll put that behind me to cover up some of my mess behind me. And then I thought, oh, wouldn't it be nice if I could put some cross stitches on there as well. But then I realized my light is casting a shadow on that one. This one you really can't see, and this one's cut off. But anyway, and my bun today is really tall, so I don't know. And there's a bit of a shadow from the light, but it is what it is. I rearranged the office in here, so my desks are switched around and it's just a little bit different. So anyway, one of these years I will come up with the perfect filming spot. I can't film in the rest of the house because the other 3 people who live in the house, my husband and 2 kids, are always home. So there's no quiet space, and there's no space where I can film that the dog's not going to bark his head off. So it has to be in my office with the door closed. So the only other spot I've got is possibly I could lug everything to my bedroom and film in there. I don't know, but we'll try that one day. I'm really envious of all these people who have these beautiful backgrounds behind them and all their beautiful stitching and things like that on display, and I have this crappy looking office that's full of paperwork and tools and stuff and stock and stuff, and it's just not a very attractive background. I apologize for that, but until the iPhone filming, so use my phone to film, can come up with a green screen where you can put nice images, tropical beach or something behind you, then it's going to stay something like this. I don't know whether this is working. I don't know. I could, if I was really adventurous, do lots of little cross stitches to put in each of these little rectangles. How do you reckon that'll go? Yeah, no, not very, I don't think. That bit of a pie in the sky idea there, but who knows. Anyway, you're here to see my stitching, and let's get going. So the last YouTube or Flosstube I did was on the 20th of June. I did no stitching that night. So the next night I worked on, for the next 2 nights actually, I worked on Rose Splendor. Now normally I show you what I do these for. It's just a bit of paper with writing on it for a challenge. I'm not going to be bothered doing that anymore, and I really don't know going forward if I'm actually going to be doing many challenges like that anymore, because I feel it's a bit restrictive. It's like I have so many whips that I want to work on, some really old ones that I can never seem to fit into the themes of the challenges. And sometimes it'll be a piece that I've pulled out for a challenge I want to work on that it's like, oh, I have no love at all for this and I struggle with it. So I don't know if I'm going to continue doing challenges going forward. Like, I know they get you out of your comfort zone and get you stitching on things you don't normally stitch on, but if it takes away the joy of stitching, then I really don't know if it's worth it. So I'm in 2 minds. And also, it's now July, and it's the 4th of July. Happy 4th of July for all my USA friends who are watching. But it's the 4th of July, and it's been worrying me since the 1st of July that I haven't started on any of my challenge pieces, and on 4 days into July, and the piece I'm working on now has nothing to do with that challenge, but I want to keep stitching on it. So it's worrying me that, you know, I haven't started that, and should I even bother? Should I just stitch on what I want to stitch on? So stay tuned, because things may change. I may decide, you know, next week I'm not going to do any more challenge stitching, and then 3 months time, oh yeah, but I really want to do this challenge. I suppose if I could do the odd, sorry, itchy nose. I suppose I could do the odd challenge along the way, and not be so much a stickler for I have to do this challenge every month. I don't know. Anyway, if you have any ideas, let me know. Okay, so what I worked on was this one. Sorry, the glare is going to be a problem, I think, today. So that is by DMC. Rose Redoubt. That's probably not how you pronounce it because it's French. Redoux, maybe? Redoux Rose Alphabet. Love this. This is so me. It is flowers. It is pretty. It is delicate. Love it. So I'm not also sure if I'm going to put photos in of before because I sort of stuffed it up last time. I had a problem adding the photos, and then I hadn't realised that I had to take them out and then re-add them in, but I'd already overwritten the updated file, the updated image of where I was at with that stitch. So if you watched the last video and you went, hang on, that looks the same as what you've just stitched, the before photo. Yes, it was, because I stuffed it up. So I don't know, it's all too hard. So how about we just go with, this is where I'm at with this stitch. Here we go. Trying not to chop it off. Not doing a very good job. Here we go. So I worked on mainly the middle of the rows here. Everything else was done, and I had this big empty space in the middle. And the challenge I did this for was the monthly, magazine monthly challenge Facebook group. And they had a pop-up challenge. And it was stitch on something that grows. And it was, I think I told you last video, it was between the 19th and the 25th of June or something. Jeez, my memory's working good today. This could all be wrong though, the dates and everything. But anyway, and you had to do 5 hours or 500 stitches. So I filled in the middle of that rows. So I'm loving where this is now. I don't know when I'm going to get this out again to stitch on, like with most of my whips. But that was that one. So that got 2 nights of stitching. I did more, I think, than the 5 hours, but it's like, I normally don't switch between projects of a night. I'll stitch on the one project for a night, and then I normally get stitching on it and want to stitch it for a few more days after that, or a few more nights after that. Okay, and then on the 21st of June, I decided to join the, I forgot the name of it, Summer Stitching Paula Vaughan hashtag. And if you remember, you all voted on which Paula Vaughan chart out of my 11 that I have, I think it was, which one I was going to stitch on. And this is the one you all chose, Forgotten Basket. Very, very pretty. So I started this one on the 21st, and this got 2.5 nights. Oh, basically a 2.5. I think I finished off the rows and went, oh, I need to start on the Paula Vaughan one. So this is what I got done. Now it's on 14 count 8er. I think it's got a big 8er, but it's not going to be that big a piece. So this is what I got done. I got quite a lot done. I wanted to get to that basket. So the first night on the 21st, I did like the post and some of the greenery, and then I really wanted to at least work up to the basket. And then when I got to the basket, I went, you know what, I want to do more of that basket. So I finished the basket. So it's not very big. Like you can see, I sort of stitched from here up. So that's sort of the top half. I guess most of the stitching's down the bottom, isn't it? So I worked from there up. And that's what I got done. It's a really enjoyable stitch. And Lara, if you're watching, Laura, sorry, I stitched birds. If you're watching, look, look, look. I did back stitching as I went along. Can you see the back stitching on that flower and the basket? He proud of me? I decided, yes, I'm going to back stitch as I go along, because I usually leave it to the last and then despise it and take shortcuts, and, you know, we've been through this. It's a new Narelle, and I'm trying things differently. Although, if it's what you've been doing for 20 odd years, it's hard to change. But anyway, so that was Forgotten Basket, and I'm pretty sure the hashtag is Summer Stitching Paula Vaughan, and it's not a cell. It doesn't have a cell, so it's not a stitch along at the end. It's just a hashtag. So it's Summer Stitching Paula Vaughan, pretty sure. Okay, the next one I worked on was Angel Kisses, and this again was for that challenge. And this one you've seen a few times before, and this is one where it had been in the naughty corner for a long time. I wasn't enjoying it. I pulled it out, got to a certain stage, and went, now I'm really enjoying it. But then when I pulled it out this time, it was for the challenge, and I really did not feel like stitching on it. And that's when I started to think, why am I stitching on stuff I don't like just because it's part of a challenge? It takes the joy out of stitching. It's like, it's not a job. It's not like I have to do this. I can do what I want, you know? So this is the one that triggered that thought of, do I bother with challenges anymore? So it's Angel Kisses. Like, I do love it, but it's very, I don't know if it's just because it's the one colour or it's just not something that I'm into anymore. You know, our tastes change, so possibly my taste has changed and I'm not so into this anymore. But I do want to finish it and I do want to hang it on the wall. So I will keep persevering. And this is where I'm at now. Pretty sure I just worked on the bottom section. So that's where it is now. Pretty sure I just worked on some of these down here. And I didn't complete all the back stitching on them. I just got to the stage one night and went, oh, that's enough of that one. I've had enough. So, apologise if the light is washing things out. So, does that make it any better? Yeah, so that is that one. So I'm sure one day this one will speak to me again and I'll willingly pull it out and stitch on it. And I'm thinking maybe next year that something along the lines of, for every new start that I have, I'm going to put in, you know, a week on my really, really old whips. So just to get them going. And you might think that doesn't sound like much, but I've got big plans for lots of starts next year. So Angel Kisses got 2 nights. All right, and then, oh, I didn't bring it in. Oh, I'll have to put a picture up of it. After that, my arm, muscles on my arm, killing me. So one night I didn't do any stitching. I thought, I've got to let it rest. And so I did some English paper piecing, which I've had the stuff for years to do, but I've never actually done it. So I decided to pull out all my English paper piecing supplies and just spend a night doing that. Yes, it was lots of fun, but all I could think of while I was doing it was like, I should be stitching, I should be stitching. But my arm is stopping me. But it's not actually stopping me from stitching. It's stopping me from doing everything else, really. Housework, cooking, all that sort of stuff. I changed, a few months ago now, I changed the way I stitch. I have a Lowry stand. So I was stitching, you know, with the one arm, up and down, up and down, up and down. And then I saw someone or heard someone talking about stitching two-handed, where you go in from the top, your other hand pulls from the bottom, pokes back up. So I started doing that, left hand top and bottom, right hand bottom. Brilliant. I can stitch so much faster. Love it. Except after a little while, I noticed that this arm, I had this problem with this arm and I could hardly use it. I couldn't stretch out, like, it's getting a little bit better, but it has its days. I couldn't stretch out, sorry, I'm a bit close. I couldn't stretch out like that because it killed. I could like go to this and that was it. I still can't raise my arm very far. And it's not the shoulder, it's purely just the muscles here. And I think it's because the way I stitch now, this arm is always hanging in midair, waiting to grab the needle and poke it back up. It's not resting, it's permanently up. So these muscles are permanently in use and permanently tensed, if that makes sense. And that is what has killed my arm. But I love stitching that way. And the problem is it doesn't hurt when I'm stitching like that. It's actually quite comfortable and there's no pain whatsoever. But afterwards, it is so painful. And I wake up every morning in excruciating pain because the muscles here are just so sore. So I bought a TENS machine, you know, the ones that give the tiny little pricks. It helps a little bit, but like I stitched last night and the night before for probably 7 hours each night, and it's killing me today. It's really, really sore. So I think I'm going to have to go back to the normal up and down or something, or I don't know. But yeah, anyway, I don't know where I was going with that, but anyway, that's where I am. And I had tried to make, and I'll insert a picture of it, possibly. It's a table stand to hold a Q-snap, or a table stand like a Q-snap, and you make it out of PVC piping and corners, and we went to Bunnings and got everything and put it together. And then I sat it on the table, and it's just too high. So I had to sit on 2 cushions on my dining room chair to get it at the right height at the table. It was still a little bit too high, but it was like, because I'm short, very short, I couldn't lift my bum high enough to get on the cushions, and it was so comical trying to, oh my gosh. Anyway, so that didn't work, so I pulled it all apart. And now I don't know, I'm thinking of getting, and I don't know what it is, but it's a frame, it's a wooden frame that has a, and I think it might only be really for hoops, I'm not sure. You can put a Q-snap in there. And it's just a little desk frame that you can pull down to the right height, because I think I need to rest my arm on the table if I'm going to keep doing the up, like top and bottom type stitching. So anyway, it is what it is, and I've got to try and work through it, and I've got to find a solution, because I can't keep going on with this arm. It's like some mornings I wake up and I feel like crying because it's just so painful, and it wakes me up during the night. If I go to move my arm, it's really, really painful, and yeah, really bad. So there you go. And I can't, you know, sleep on it in certain ways. Anyway, that's the arm. All right, so the next one I pulled out was Sweet Land of Liberty, and this I gave 4 nights to, because I really got stuck into it. So this was the piece I bought from Cherry Hill Stitchery for the 20-year anniversary of September 11. I wanted something American but not too patriotic. Like, I'm not American. I have no ties with America, except I know people in America. I'm Australian, so, you know, and my family descendants are Italian and English, so there's no American tie whatsoever. But 9/11, as I'm sure it affected millions of people throughout the world, it was a really profound moment. So I wanted to memorialize it. Like, I wanted to have a piece that was in honor of the people who lost their lives on that day, and not to forget and not to ever become complacent again. So this is the piece I chose for that. I love it. It's like American but not too American, and I think it's because the flags are only little. Like, I didn't want something with a great big American flag, and anyway, it spoke to me and I loved it. Now this one I restarted because when I pulled it out to work on it, I looked at it and went, are you kidding me? What was I thinking? Look at where I started. Okay, can you see how close that is to the border? What was I thinking? It's like, I can't frame that. There's like an inch of fabric there and maybe an inch and a quarter there. It's like, what was I thinking? And then it's crooked. So by the time I get over here, it's going to be even closer at the top. Like, the cross stitch is not crooked, but the fabric is cut crooked. Can you see? Like, how ridiculous is that? So I pulled that out and went, nah, that's not going to work at all. And I measured the fabric and I got more than enough to restart. So I restarted at the top, at the other end. And I have my own corner gauges, which is amazing. And I don't have one in front of me. No, don't have one in front of me. Anyway, so I used my own corner gauge and did a 3-inch start, 3-inch corner. And that is, let me fold this a little bit better. And that is my restart. Look at that. I got quite a lot done. Love it. I just kept going. I wanted to get down to the words, and then I want to start on the big Liberty because I think that's really cool. So there, I am, and I'm using, I think I've got all called for. So actually when I started this, I actually bought the Weeks dye works for it, which is the called for. But there is one mistake in there. It's not my piece unless there's a mistake. And it's just on this side. I think these or something here is one stitch too close or something. Like, oh, I'm trying to lean on the table, but everything's falling off. Oh my gosh. Oh, my arm. Yeah. All right, here you can see the flag is too far over this way. It needs to be one stitch further out, because on this side you can see there's a bit of a gap, and on there's no gap. But anyway, I wasn't going to unpick it when I realised it. I went, oh no, not unpicking that. So no one's going to notice. It's going to go on the wall and they're going to go, wow, that's really cool. Why do you have an American piece in your Australian home? Anyway, love it. Which got me thinking, you know, actually this got me thinking on a few different things. See that Liberty? How amazing is that? I've started dabbling with designing cross stitches, and do you know how hard it is? Oh my gosh. That Liberty is awesome. And I looked at that and went, how do you do that in the software? Oh, so hard. So if anyone's watching has any tips, let me know, because I keep designing stuff and I look at it and go, that looks like a 5-year-old's drawing. It's just disgusting. And it's really, you know, putting me off, because I have a sketchbook full of sketches of things I want to put into cross stitches. But if they keep turning out like a 5-year-old's drawing, then I'm just going to give up. But I don't want to give up. So anyway, if you design cross stitches and you use the WinStitch or the MaxStitch software or any software, please, I'm up for any advice. I find it really hard to control the mouse to draw. Maybe that's my mistake. Maybe I need to click each, you know, square by square, but then that is painful. My arm's probably not helping. Anyway, have any ideas? Let me know. That also, Sweet Land of Liberty, going back to that, that was a Whip Go goal. February Whip Go goal. Anyway. And then the last thing I worked on is a new start. And I joined the Merry Greeting cell by Misty Purcell from Luminous Fibre Arts, and I showed it to you before. We were given the frame, the white outline. Well, on July 1st, part 1 came out, and look at this. How stinking cute is this? So we have a Santa Claus and a reindeer. Cute, cute, cute. So I thought, you know, it's not that much stitching until I started to stitch the border. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of stitching. Anyway, so I thought I can keep up with this, maybe. And I went, well, if I don't actually keep up with the challenges, then why can't I keep up with this? And I don't want to have a cell, you know, sitting around forever not stitched on just because I'm doing other stuff. So anyway, I did start it a couple of nights ago. Alright, so Sunday late I started it, and then did some more last night. So that is where I'm up to. Now, I had great intentions between when I got the white border till the 1st of July. I think there was like a week. I had great intentions of doing that white border, the whole white border. No, it didn't happen. So I spent a lot of time Sunday night doing the white border. Finished it last night, or that section that I have, and then started on Santa Claus. Now, here, this whole leg here, I had to unpick and do again, because I did like these 3 borders, postage stamp type borders, fine. And then when I started this one, those first 2 there, I didn't notice on the pattern that they were in one stitch from the end of this. So I did them starting on the border, and then when I got up here, it went, oh no, instead of that looking like the postage stamp look, it was straight down. How do I fix that? So, well, okay, why don't I add, which I don't know where my brain was, because the problem was on this side, but I went, well, why don't I add another row down here? but then that's going to be wider than this. So then why don't I add another row down here? I got this extra row done. I went, that doesn't make sense. The problem is on the outside of the frame, not the inside of the frame. So what am I achieving by doing that? I don't know. So I unpicked it. And then I went, it's bothering me that that frame is going to look odd because all the others are going to look right. And then that one's going to be really noticeable. So I unpicked it. And then I don't know what I did when I stitched it, but it wouldn't unpick. Normally, I can undo the back, like, you know, where you go, I go under the thread. I'll show you my back. All right, so when I finish, I do a loop start. When I finish, I go under, oh, this is hard. I go under several of the stitches, a couple of times, cut the thread off. So normally I can unpick that and then start unpicking the stitches and just get my needle. I know how I stitch, and I stitch in rows normally, so I can unpick one from the top and then the second leg from the top and then the underneath legs and then keep going up until it's all unpicked. I don't know. They would not unpick like that last night, no matter what I did. Top, front, back, front, just wouldn't work. So I had to get the seam ripper and rip every row and then pull out all the little fluffy threads. I was so annoyed at myself. I went, why is this not unpicking? So I got to like up here and went, I've had enough of this. That's it. And then to make matters worse, I was trying to watch a show on TV. The kids had both come out of their rooms, which is great, but then decided to have this big conversation sitting in front of the TV. So I couldn't hear my show. Then hubby decided to grab a bag of chips and start eating his chips at the table next to me. I'm going, are you kidding? I'm already frustrated with having to rip these stitches out. So I went, stuff it. So I went, that's it, I'm not doing it anymore. And so I grabbed a bag of chips and went into the office, put headphones on, and started watching a video. I went, that's it, I'm cranky. Yeah, anyway, half an hour later, calmed down, I went back out and I ripped out all the stitches and then restitched that and then stitched Starter Santa Claus. Oh my goodness, tell you what. So I know it's only stitching and my family should come first, but I just wasn't in the mood. So there you go. That's the Merry Greetings Sal. I think you can still join it. I'm not sure. You have to go to her website and Luminous Fibre Arts and have a look. All right, so that is all the stitching that I've done. Now, I have quite a lot of haul. And there's a reason for that. I've got an excuse for the haul. I do. Okay, so what else did I want to talk about actually? The giveaways are coming. The pay it forwards are coming. Yeah, there's nothing else that I have in my notes to cover. July, I'm doing Jolly July. I just wanted to say. So that Merry Greetings Sal by Luminous Fibre Arts fits in well with Jolly July. So talking about Jolly July. Okay, things are falling. Okay, so last video I also showed you, what did I show you? Yeah, I showed you the Nutcracker tree, didn't I? By Tiny Modernist, I think. And I talked about a secret Santa, not a sale, secret Santa that I've joined in a Facebook group of Australian cross stitchers. When I was online buying the gift for my person in the Secret Santa, I may or may not have actually bought some things for me, because you can't just buy one chart. I mean, you know, you got to pay postage, so you got to make it worth it. So I love the Nutcracker, and I bought some Nutcracker ornaments. These are Satsuma Street. So I got the Santa Nutcracker, and these are full kits, so they come with the fabric, the floss, the beads. So I got that one. I also got Mouse King, another one by Satsuma Street. I hope to do these by Christmas, this Christmas. And then I got Candy Claus because he was just really cute. So I've never done a kit like this, like an ornament kit like this. I've never done beading, so this will be a whole new experience. See how we go. Then I was fortunate enough on a couple of the D-Stash groups, or one of the D-Stash groups, someone was selling off a lot of fabric. So I jumped at it, and I'm sorry, these are crinkly, so I'm going to try not to take them out of the bags because it's extra crinkling. But I got a piece of Zweigart 28 count Quakers cloth. I've never used Quakers cloth before. I have no idea what it's like to stitch on. If you know, if you like it, don't like it, whatever, let me know below. But it's a cream or a white Quakers cloth. So I thought my Prairie Schoolers Songs of the Season would go really well on that cloth. So you heard me mention last video, or not the video one before, that whenever I get material in, cloth in to stitch on, I'm going to match it up with a pattern as soon as I can. I don't want to have a great big stash of material and then go to get a new start and go, I need to buy the material for that, when I could very well have something that'll suit already, and I don't want to have an excess of stock of material. And by matching it up, then that means that it's going to get started. So I've got all these hundreds of patterns that I feel I need to stitch, but what stops me is I don't have the fabric. So if the fabric's in there, I already have the complete set of DMC. There's nothing stopping me then from starting it if I want to start it. So that's my plans next year, is to start all the things. So, and possibly for the rest of this year, start all the things. Because then I feel like if I've started it, I have justification for it being in my stash. Because if I don't start it and it's sitting there, it's like, well, why did I buy it? Like, why buy something I'm not going to start for like 10 years? That's ridiculous. And I don't know, I just got this thing in my brain at the moment, don't know what it is, that you just don't know how long you've got. So why not just start everything and get it all happening, you know? Why not? Yeah, anyway. So the Songs of the Season are cute little ornaments, very cute. And they're all about Christmas carols, I think. That's why it's called Songs of the Season. There's Joy to the World, Jolly Old St. Nicholas, Deck the Halls, Peace on Earth, O Come All Ye Faithful, and Santa Claus is Coming to Town. They're really cute. I can't wait to start them. Then I got a piece of Belfast linen, 32 count, and I don't know what colour this is. I need to open this. Sorry. I think it's a cream or a white. It's a, I don't know, it's like a creamy colour. It's probably showing up white. Like a off-white, I guess. And I have chosen to go with this. Cedar Hill Easter Bouquet. So that is going on this piece of fabric. Love that. I want all the Cedar Hills, but they're really hard to find. And I'm not going to buy any more until I've stitched a lot of what I have. Famous last words. Okay, and then I have another piece of a 32 count Zweigart linen, Belfast linen. And I've got a note here, use just a 2-inch border because I think this is going to be a bit tight on this piece of fabric. But I have paired it up with this. Now this was from a D-Stash group, and it's just, I believe it was a kit, but it's just the pattern. So I actually think it might have been a freebie thrown in with something, I can't remember. But it's Charts and Charms by Dimensions. So, and I have all the DMC, so it should be easy to kit that one up. So that's that fabric. Next, I got a piece of, this is Ada, a fat quarter 18 count Ada. In this, I put it in this super sized plastic bag because I had nothing else to put in. And the Mirabilia pattern won't fit in the Ada packet, so I had to put it in something. Alright, so this is a piece of 18 count cream Ada. And I'm putting my Merry Christmas Eve on that piece of fabric. So hopefully she'll be okay. And hopefully her arms, they should stand out enough because they look like they're back stitched. So they'll stand out enough on the cream fabric, I think. I don't like the colour that one is stitched on. It's like too yellow. So that one I can't wait to start. It maybe will be a Jolly July start because it's Christmas. So that was that one I paired up. So none of these charts are new that I'm showing you now. I just paired them up with the fabric. Then I got a piece of, this is all from the D-Stash group, a 16 count black Ada. And I'm going to fit on as many of these that will fit on there. Now, I don't think I can get too many on there, maybe 3 or 4. But I've got a lot of Stitching with the Housewives patterns. So that's, what's that called? Forget Me Not, Tulip Farm, Tulip Bunches, sorry, Daisy Seeds, Coneflower Seeds, Lavender Seeds, Flower Market, Let's Go Ride a Bike, sorry, and Spring Tulips. So as many of them as will fit on that black Ada is what's going on there. Probably not all of them, definitely. So we'll see how we go. Sorry, it's just, I was checking the printout because it's sort of, they're all chopped off up the top, but the pattern on the next page is not, so that's good. Yeah, so a bit of haul. That's all just fabric, really. Then a piece of 25 count Lagana in this really cute, like a pinky. It's pink. It's not really apricot. It's like a pinky colour. And I'm going to put this one on Craft Room. So this is by Shannon Christine Designs. It's called Craft Room, 116 by 91, so it's not very big. So that is going on that pink. They've got it on a grey background, but I think it'll work pretty on the pink. So if these don't stand out enough, then I can always backstitch around them, like I did for the other, this one. But the pink is light enough that I think these darker ones will show well enough. So that's that one. And like I don't have a fabric stash, so that's why when I saw it all, I went, yes, I'm taking it because I need to build up my fabric. So this one, without showing too much of the chart, 32 count Perman linen, and the colour Tumbleweed. Okay, so that is a nice dark fabric. And I'm going to stitch my Prairie School centres on that one. Nutcrackers, sorry. So my Prairie School Nutcrackers, I love them. So I'm going to stitch them on there. I don't know how many are going to fit. So as many as will fit on there. Then I got a piece of, I don't know what this is because it's turned around the wrong way. Sorry. Crinkle, crinkle, crinkle. Alright, this is, not these are, 32 count Belfast Linen Natural. Now, the person who sold this said it was for Angel of Freedom. I don't know, is that a Mirabilia? I have no idea. That's sort of the colour. Sort of. It's a bit more mushroomy than it's looking there. And on that, I'm going to put Kringles. I've wanted this chart forever. I got it not that long ago, a few months or so ago. Can't wait to start it. So now it's got the fabric. Yoo-hoo. Oh, there's specialty stitches in there. Oh no, I didn't read that. Anyway, don't care. I'm going to do it. Sorry, crinkle, crinkle, crinkle. The next one is another piece of that same fabric. And for this one, I'm putting on Village Sampler by Prairie Schooler. Love that. There's not many charts I have that I don't love. Nearly finished. Then I think there's another piece. This one looks a little bit darker, but I'm pretty sure this is 32 count as well. It's quite a dark piece. And this one I'm putting the Nursery Rhymes on, and I've worked out they should both fit on this. So Prairie School and Nursery Rhymes is going on that piece of fabric. Then in a D-stash group, someone was selling, I can't remember her name, Ingrid possibly, had fallen out of love with this chart and wanted to pass it on for someone to stitch. So we're talking about Something Blue by Rosewood Manor. If you know me, you know I'm a Rosewood Manor tragic and I love everything she does. So when I looked at that picture though, I went, I don't know, I could stitch it on, you know, with different colour thread on different fabrics. I really don't like that colourway. It didn't do anything for me, but I loved the chart because this is a really detailed border and it's just stunning. So I went, I really, really like the pattern, not the thread on that colour fabric. But included in the chart was the fabric and she had already started it. So when I don't know what count this is because it's tiny and her stitches on the back are so neat. But this is the fabric that she started on. I haven't even checked if it's the called for, but it looks pretty. Alright, so she had started, that's what she'd done, and she wanted someone to continue it. Now check that out. How gorgeous is that? I am not restarting this on another piece of fabric with another lot of threads. I'm continuing this because it is stunning. And I probably got that upside down, do I? No? M-N-O. She started bottom left corner, I think. Here we go. M-N-O. That's the true colour there. It is stunning. And those stitches are amazing. They stand out so well. So if you look at this is going to be fun. Compared to the chart, it's like chalk and cheese, isn't it, really? That does nothing for me. But this, it is stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning. So, I don't know what this fabric is. I don't know what it called for. Wait a minute. I can't open it. Alright. It called for, picture this plus 28 count alchemy. I don't know what this fabric is, but it is stunning and I love purple. So, stunning. And she included all the threads. I don't know what they are, but it's like a hank of some cream thread. Stunning. It calls for Weeks Dye Works Parchment 15 skeins. I don't know if that's what that is, but I'm hoping there's enough to finish it. It is stunning. Like that. I love it, love it, love it. But check out her stitches on the back. There's no way mine are going to look like this. Check out her back. Look at that. Oh my gosh. How cool is that? Mine's going nothing like that. But anyway. So I was ecstatic with that purchase. Love it. I think it was like, and it was a bargain. It was like $35, $30 or something like that. For this piece of fabric with the chart and the threads, that was a bargain. So I am really excited about that one, and I have a feeling I'm going to do some of that sometime soon because it's just stunning. When I opened the bag, we were out in a car, hubby checked the mail on the way out, and I went, oh, that is just so stunning. Oh, you could understand my excitement. Anyway, so that was that one. Then, only a couple more haul. I got this Leisure Arts because I'm a sucker for Santa and a sucker for Christmas. So this was only cheap, like $2. So that's really cute. I don't know if I'll ever get to them, but anyway. And then I'd seen this Paula Vaughan one a little while ago and I don't have it. So I bought this to add to my stash. because, you know, I like quilting and it's Paula Vaughan, so it's called Quilting Lessons. So added that to my stash as well. And then last one I got was a Victoria Sampler Winter Garden Sampler. Really cute. So I picked that up as well. There we go. Alright, so that's the end of my haul. Now, pay it forwards. The Cross Stitch Collector chart. I haven't heard from Sandra from Sydney. So Sandra from Sydney 8192, you have until the 17th of July to email me. I'll put the email address on the screen to claim this giveaway. No, to claim this pay it forward. If not, if I don't hear from you by that time, I will redraw it, and someone else who originally put their name down for it will get it. So now the giveaway, I have to stop saying giveaway, it's not a giveaway, it's a pay it forward. So the pay it forward for this week that we had, sorry, not for this week, this was the one I put up for a pay it forward last week, was the Cooktown Orchid. Now do remember there was a caveat to this. It's a well-loved chart. It was coloured in with pencil and then rubbed out. There's a slight tear in the creasing at some places, but a few of you still wanted it. So there you go. I will pop in the little drawer that I did this morning for that right here. Hi there, welcome to the drawer for the Cooktown Orchid pattern. I've got everyone's names in the wheel, so good luck. Congratulations, Crafty Cat 1634. So congratulations, Crafty Cat 1634. Email me on the email address listed above, and I will get that chart to you. So just give me your postal address and I'll get that out to you this week. There's nothing to give away this week because I haven't finished anything. If I finish something and it's a PDF, I cannot pay them forward, okay? So it'll only be if I do, like if I finish a physical chart, that I can pay it forward. You cannot, in all consciousness, pay forward a PDF. So, well, I'm not comfortable doing that, paying forward a PDF. So, okay, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back in 2 weeks' time, and I hope you all stay safe and get a lot of stitching in, and I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.